My Lucian's Lohse, stop fidgeting, lad.
Don't move, chaps. Save your strength.
The young woman chews her lower lip as she observes the injured before her. She bends to grab a rag, wiping her blood-smeared hands. She looks up and sees you.
If you're looking for healing, sorcerer, well, there's not much I can do.
My Lucian's Lohse, stop fidgeting,
I
lad.
wouldn't be much of a seeker if I couldn't recognize a sorcerer standing in front of me. We all want to escape, but the Magisters, they have these shrieker things that kill anyone who tries to pass. We barely managed to flee from them the last time. They're these wretched beings mounted on crucifixes. They nearly wiped us out with a single blow. We fled, those of us who still could. There's no need to go upsetting them, so hold your tongue. I've done all I can. Their wounds are too great. All I can offer them now is prayer and a cup of water. If you know a way, I'd be beyond grateful. Do what you will. Just don't cause them any more suffering.
In an instant, my wounds have all but vanished. I didn't think. I was certain I wouldn't. Thank you.
Mateys, let me change your dressing.
The Magister flagship. It has ballastay that tore our ship into kindling. A shard from our own mast pierced my side. I'm lucky the others managed to haul me all the way here. Especially after I saw what the Magisters did to those of us they captured.
He shudders at the memory.
They turn the living into shriekers. Crucified wretches that unleash pure destruction on anyone who tries to pass. Nobody survives those things. I wish I had a fitting way to thank the person who saved my life. As it is, all I can offer is, well, it's not much, but maybe you'll find some use for it.
Cheated death. Thank you, stranger.
What? Please.
My strength is returning. I'll be able to fight again soon.
Mateys, the wound is festering. It needs to be
My
changed.
Lucian's Lohse, stop fidgeting, lad.
See to the others.
Wish you'd come sooner.
You've healed us. All of us. I owe you a debt. We all do. The Magisters attacked our camp back at the harbour. I caught one of their arrows right in my side. That would have been a slow death. I've seen it before.
He lands a comradely slap on your back. His strength has definitely returned.
Don't you doubt it. This old war serpent's still got some fight left in him. Especially now that wound is healed.
They're gonna be all right. Thank you.
My Lucian's Lohse,
Thank you. Gods above, thank you.
The fog is lifting.
I'm alive! I'm alive!
My Lucian's Lohse, stop fidgeting, lad.
A young man in oversized armor paces around a table covered with a spread of maps, his face a tight scowl of frustration.
Every approach blocked. Oh, damn it! What good are battle tactics against those things anyway?
He glances up. In quick succession, he becomes aware of both your presence and the fact that you're not a familiar face.
Who the blazes are you? As am I, Sebille, I'm sure. On the run from Fort Joy, are you? A seeker can always recognize a sorcerer when they see one. You met Verdus. Then he's as good as dead. We're the seekers he spoke of. We were supposed to free him. Instead, we've failed him. Seekers, well, we guard the true principles of Lucian. There are sorcerers who can follow in his path and become divine, God-woken. We seek them out and protect them. Verdus was a God-woken, our best hope. Our last hope, most likely. We tried to free him, but we failed. Now all we can do is flee. The Magisters have us cornered. They have these weapons called Shriekers. If we try to go against them unprepared, we're dead. We've lost many already. Our chances are dwindling. It seems as though someone's been killing what few Godwoken there are. Alexander himself is Godwoken, but he hasn't risen yet. Hasn't succeeded his father as the Divine. I wouldn't put it past him killing other Godwoken to eliminate any competition. If he's behind this, then he's putting the future of Rivellon at stake just to soothe his bruised ego. We need to get past those Shriekers, to find someone worthier than him. They were sorcerers once, but after whatever perversions the Magisters subjected them to, they're death incarnate. If they can see you, they can kill you, instantly. After we retreated here, our leader, Sir Gareth, set out looking for some ancient weapons that could counter those things. Then we could break the Magister blockade and escape this island. But he hasn't returned. If Sir Gareth doesn't come back with those weapons in tow, well, this island will be our grave. You'll help us?
His shoulders visibly relax, the weighty armor upon them settling with a clink.
Thank you. Allies are in short supply in this place. If you help us, I promise, we'll get you as far away from this place as possible.
Please come back.
Please, Almighty, bless and protect your humble servant.
Wisht, bonny bairn, now don't you cry. The birds are asleep, the moon's in the sky. The seven watch o'er us, you're safe in
Smoke and
bed.
screams.
So close your
echoes of
sweet
death.
eyes and rest your wee head.
Gareth, please come back.
Please, Almighty, bless and protect your humble servant.
Wisht, bonny bairn, now don't you cry. The birds are asleep, the moon's in the sky. The seven watch o'er us, so close your sweet eyes and rest.
Maybe we should fortify this place. Make a stand. No, no, we don't have the time. Think, damn it. Gareth would know what to do.
A dwarf stands by a young woman. He seems intensely focused on her, whispering and singing softly in her ear. She's staring blankly into space.
Blood and bone. Fire and smoke. Death and worse.
Hush now, Leia. They'll not hurt you again. You're safe now. Once Gareth gets back, we're going home. You'll see. He'll be fine.
The woman rubs her neck, raking her nails across her skin as she whimpers. As you hum, her rocking slows. She starts to fall in with the rhythm of your voice. She moves in time to your song, grinning widely.
Maybe we should fortify this place.
She reaches over to take your hand and looks into your eyes.
You're a really special person.
Gareth would know what
My face is warm. And my stomach, too. I'm glad you're here.
The dwarf stares at you, his mouth agape.
I've never seen her react like that to anyone but Gareth. You're a miracle worker, and no mistake.
Howling dogs and men. Friends silently screaming through stitched mouths.
He puts his arm around her as she starts to sob.
She's delicate at the best of times. I asked Simone for something to help her relax, but Gareth's the only one who truly keeps her calm. If we didn't need her to remove Urda's collar, she'd be safe somewhere far from here. And now the rescue's scuppered. It were all for nothing. What do you think, Leia? Can you help?
She looks nervously at you and reaches her hands out towards your neck. You feel the collar slowly twist on your neck. After some time, with a creak of tortured metal, it snaps and falls broken from your neck.
Lucy be praised. She's not tried to use her powers once since Gareth left. That were really something.
She slumps back into her seat as Duggan pats her back.
Well done, lass. Well done. Now that's a kindness. Thank you, friend. Wisht, bonny bairn, now don't you cry. The birds are asleep, the moon's in the sky. The seven watch o'er us, you're safe in bed. So close your sweet eyes and rest your wee head.
Smoke and screams. Echoes of death. Gareth, please come back.
Before you stands a figure, her body wreathed in cloth. All you can see of her eyes are two dark holes in an ornate mask.
Armadia's blessings, child. I have not seen this face in our sanctuary before. Pray, who are you? I am pleased to see you've rid yourself of your chains. Your physical chains, at least. Please, be welcome. I am Gratiana, priestess of Armadia. It is a privilege to welcome you to her sanctuary from Brachus's vile swamps.
She pauses for a moment before answering.
We must always strive to help those who suffer. For many years I did not understand that simple truth. For many more, I have tried to right the wrongs of my past.
Despite the mask, you can feel her expression harden.
Time is a river, ever slipping by. It does no good to mourn what's gone before, only to appreciate where the current carries us. In this place I can worship the goddess Armadia and help those who come to me for aid. I live a good life. The person that I was is dead. It was not always thus. This swamp was once a rich, lush land before he came, before Brachus. He is no more, thank the goddess. It has been many centuries since he walked Rivellon, although he still casts a shadow over this land. He ruled this realm as a tyrant and beast. He stole its source and left only death. On this island he built and tested his weapons. These marshes were a playground for he and his necromancers. Many unfortunate souls were brought here. Blessed were those who died quickly, or died at all. The tales do him no justice. He was cruel, greedy, and stripped this land of all life. He was truly a horror. Indeed, the Magisters have even taken Brachus's worst tools. First, the purging ones, and now those shriekers. Without something more powerful than these sticks the Seekers are armed with, those crucified monstrosities will kill them to a man. The fool ran into the swamps. He pestered me for aid against the shriekers, and when I finally told him of a cache of Brachus's soul-forged weapons, he rushed away to find it. A bold move, but ill-advised. Unless he returns with weapons enough, I fear none of these Seekers will leave this island with air in their lungs. Gladly, but I fear you'll fare no better than the Seeker. North of here you'll find the ruins of Brachus's source armory. Nothing in this land can counter the Shrieker's power like those weapons. Without them, the Seekers are truly hopeless.
Wisht, bonny bairn, now don't you cry.
Walk ever in Armadia's grace, child.
The seven watch o'er us. You're safe in bed.
Amidst the placid little pond, the face of a goddess lies half submerged in the water. Rivulets stream from her deep-set eyes like endless cascades of sunlit tears. You feel peaceful in her presence, soothed somehow by an intangible comfort. As you gaze upon her loving face, you find yourself drawn into a trance-like state. A voice seems to reach you from within your mind and from the furthest reaches of the stars. Its whispers caress you like a breeze. The voice grows stronger, like a breeze picking up. What were whispers become words.
My children, my children. Gone are my children. Dead are they in the cradle I have ruled.
A feeling of indescribable sadness assails you. It feels like your heart merges with the spirits, torn together by a coil of thorns.
My child, weep with me for the mother who has lost. Weep with me and bathe in the tears of Armadia.
You feel the goddess's presence surround you, feel her nestle you tenderly, like a mother. The intensity of her embrace deepens. Never since the unremembered days of childhood have you been so enveloped in maternal safety.
My child, I love you. My own, my own. I will guard you. Wander where you will, and cherish the kiss of Armadia.
As suddenly as it came, the voice is gone, and you wake from its presence as if from dream-filled slumber. The pond now shines with an inner light, and standing in its waters, you feel rejuvenated, pure, as if born anew.
Armadia's grace, blessings upon this day.
Wisht, bonny bairn, now don't you cry.
By Armadia's grace, what did you do? This is incredible. In all my years, I've never seen the goddess bestow her blessing on someone. I am humbled to be in your presence. Perhaps once, when the 7 gods were still strong. But it has been many years since this was anything other than a pond for me to pray at. Armadia's strength waned when the divine Lucian accepted the power of the 7. This is most unusual. Truly we are blessed to know you. If Armadia favors you, that is all I need to know. Go in peace, sister.
A grim-faced man sifts through a pile of badly damaged weapons, salvaging the repairable, ditching the broken. He picks up a rapier, the blade nicked and splintered, the hilt twisted. He holds the damaged blade up to the light.
This was Halorn's blade. It was his first, it was also his last. He didn't intend to die here, but die here he did. He was an ordinary soul with an extraordinary heart, Halorn, and he died for what he believed.
The point breaks away, leaving a jagged edge. The sword is shorter now, but it'll do more damage.
Who are you?
He realizes, to his surprise, that he holds the weapon in his hand, ready for battle. He smiles to himself, tucks the weapon away, and gets back to work.
Please, Armada, bless and protect your humble servant. Please, Armada, bless and protect your humble servant.
More junk?
I am your death, assassin. I own your source. I am your chains. I am your last master.
with purpose. I am near.
I sense your presence. So very far, so very near.
Wasted effort. Ugh, nothing here. Wasted effort. Spotted something. Oh, lucky find. Careful, I've spotted a trap. What's this? I found something. What strange witchery is this?
Oh, that mark. What's a disfigured slave doing in my lair? Come on, slave. Show me your... tits. Ha! How funny that you'd think I'd answer to a lizard's pet. That's what your scar means, doesn't it? You do tricks on command and sleep in a kennel, isn't that right? Why don't you bark for me, elf? Go on. Bark. Toodaloo, slave.
Clever.
Didn't I tell you to leave? Wasn't I clear that you're not welcome here? You can't teach a fool anything.
Careful now, that's a trap. Careful, I've spotted a trap.
You come to find. You come to search. But you won't find the way. A pity. Brachus has willed it. Trompdoi must abide. You have met the unfortunate guardian of this vault. Judge him with a forgiving heart. Fate has been unkind to him. Do you wish to move forward? Listen closely and make your attempt. Brachus is a bloody, rotten, thieving, very, very awful fellow. Some even call him a cur. A cur is either you're very good at guessing or the slightest bit clever. Let's find out for certain. Listen closely and make your attempt. Source is a scourge, a devil, a misery, a blight, a hex, a curse. And yet, the cure is... Perhaps you're not totally incapable after all. Or maybe Trompdoi told you the answers, is that it? Is he hoping you'll... It doesn't matter in any case. The path is opened. Go freely. I know little, but you have proven yourself a knowing traveler. I will answer what I can. Brachus Rex discovered the way. This he researched here, upon this isle. He could remove the source from any creature or individual. I saw the staffs he used myself. They were most impressive. Brachus Rex has charged him, tried him, convicted and punished him. I know not the crime, but he has been sentenced to remain in this vault for all time and to prevent others from entering. Trompdoi was, and is, a creative man. He knew petty magic in his day, but this he has used to carve this place out from a simple vault, myself included.
Are you confused? Or do you always want what's done?
As you pick up the ring, you feel a cold, dark pain shoot up your arm. Your mind itches. You don't hear, but feel a whisper in your ear. It tells you to slip the ring onto your finger.
That's plenty. Look at that wand. It hums with inner source. Oh, lucky find.
You made it all this way. I'm sorry.
He trembles and seems to shudder with a quiet sob.
I'm cursed, you know. Bloody Bracchus bound me here to protect his vault. He has my soul in that jar just there, and I can't leave without it. As long as the jar stays unbroken, I can never truly die. I don't rightly know. This was the Source King's way. Befriend you, then destroy you. I was a fool to expect I'd be an exception. His favor was intoxicating. That's no excuse, but it is the reason. Really? You would?
He drops to his knees before you and grabs onto your feet with both hands, head hanging.
Thank you.
The jar before you may have looked opulent once, but no longer. Now it's covered in grime, its paint chipped away, and its jewels long stolen. The soul jar rocks slightly, light flashing from underneath its lid. On its rim, you can just barely make out the name Gratiana. As soon as you touch the jar's cracked surface, you see a vision of splendor, silks, fine food, and decadent lechery. But underneath it all lies bone and blood. The vision shifts. You see burning villages, slaughtered women and children. You see her, purging wand in hand, standing amongst it all. She throws her head back and laughter echoes in your skull. A shadow falls across her, and you see a large, weeping face. She reaches out as if to comfort, but Bracchus drags her back. You see her fall into the mire of the swamp, trapped. As you pull your hand away, you can feel a deep, longing sadness in your soul. Is it regret, or just sadness for a life that used to be?
Good find.
The terrible vision fades.
While she lived a selfish life, she seems to have repented. She should be forgiven.
Whatever a person may have done in life, they can always be redeemed.
However her life began, it ended well. No one should be damned because of their youth.
This jar glitters and glows. From within, you think you can make out the distant sound of laughter. With a jerk, your mind is pulled to a scene in a tavern. You see a dwarf in the center of the room, joking us all around roar with laughter. All bar the zombies, who are slavishly serving food and drink. The door opens, and a tall, beautiful woman stalks into the room. She's flanked by heavily armed guards. You can't make out her words, but see the fear in the dwarf's eyes. The dwarf mutters a word, and the undead lurch towards the intruder, but are cut down like wheat. The dwarf tries to run, pushing her friends into the woman's path, but is grabbed before she can escape. As she's dragged away to a tower, you hear her cursing Bracchus Rex and his whore. Even when she's thrown inside and the door sealed, you can still hear her shouts. You pull your hand away from the jar, your head swimming. You can feel the dwarf's cold terror still twisting in your gut.
Oh, lucky find.
The vision fades.
I've rarely seen such cowardice on display.
Keeping the dead as slaves? What a disgusting display. She deserved every punishment she got.
She might seem a little rough, but her heart was clearly in the right place.
The jar on the plinth before you seems ancient, but is in surprisingly good condition. It's covered in pictograms that you can't understand, but you're sure you just saw one of them move. The pictograms spin to life, and you're dragged into a dream. You see the lizards of the ancient empire turning their backs on you, casting you out into the wilderness. As you roam, the human apes turn away from you, all but one. One smiles, one opens his arms, one says he'll take you home, Bracchus Rex. He promises power, for a price. He picks off your golden scales, one by one, stripping you down to the bone. He promised you a crown, but all you got was shackles. You try to fight, try to reclaim what's yours, but a woman takes you by the hand and leads you to a tower. He promised he'd take me home, you cry. You are home, she smiles as she seals the door. This is where you belong. Your hand drops away from the soul jar, your skin prickling. In the back of your mind, you hear a small, scared voice whimper before fading to nothing.
Oh, lucky find.
The long-dead lizard's visions fade.
This is the price of pride and greed. The villain got what he deserved.
No amount of loneliness excuses wickedness. He helped a monster for selfish reasons.
In the end, he was brave enough to fight Brachus. That counts for something.
The soul jar stands on its plinth, glowing softly. From within, you can almost hear the whisper of a voice. You see, or rather, you feel, a far-off land. Frozen breath hangs in the air, pine needles brush your cheeks, and in your arms you can feel a weight. A body, dead. But you have hope. Your vision swims. You're older, but perhaps not wiser. You march at the head of a shambling host, the enemies of Brachus Rex melting before you. The scene twists again. Now Brachus stands before you, a beautiful woman at his side. You lash out in treasonous rage, but cold arms bind you. You're sealed away in a tower. Your screams fill the darkness. You feel a jolt and open your eyes to see the soul jar before you, lying still in the vault. Your hand falls from the jar and grips the pillar as you try to calm your ragged breathing.
Good find.
The necromancer's memories fade to black, but the feelings remain.
The memories of a necromancer. What could be more vile?
Anyone who marches at the head of an undead host deserves whatever punishment they get.
It takes bravery to try and strike down an evil king. Perhaps especially one you once supported.
A soul jar rests between two fallen columns, emanating a faint odor of seaweed and timber. When you touch the glass, your vision wavers. You emerge on the prow of a fine ship. Your armor pulses with enchantment, dominating those who draw near. Your flag flies for Brachus Rex, a tyrant who traded for your soul. With his power, your flesh and blood is no longer relevant. The vision fades as the soul thrashes, trying to sever your connection. In the end, greed masters you. You seek out the tyrant's vault to retrieve your soul, but Brachus is ready with a trap. Thus imprisoned, you can only dream about what is out of reach. Your soul and that alluring armor. The vision shatters as the soul squirms away from you, curling up in the bottom of the jar. The soul jar pulses with trapped life force.
Oh, lucky find.
Junk.
The deity's head and hands are missing, severed as if by a sword. You can't tell if this was meant to be symbolic somehow, or a mere act of vandalism. As you take in its chiseled details, you have a vision. The statue comes to life and embraces you awkwardly with its broken arms. Unable to resist, you're flown away into an endless dark.
That shrine seems to have brought me here. What is this place?
Amid the soundless air of this alien world, you see a wraith-like elf standing tall. He eyes you imperiously.
So, you have found her. She who I plucked from the water, she sank and drowned, who I tossed unto the shore with seaweed in her hair, salt and sand upon her skin. Sebille, the scarred one, the woman bearing the mark of infamy. Kneel before me. Slave. Before no man, ha! But before a god? I am Tyr Sendilius, most magnificent of the seven, and you will kneel before me. Insolent wench! If you will not kneel before me, you will do me one better.
You feel an irresistible energy digging into your shoulders. Two great claws that force you to the ground, bruising your knees.
I am your god. I will have your worship. I have you on your knees. Now, crawl to me and kiss my feet.
A claw returns, 5 unseen talons splayed over the crown of your head. As it slowly starts to push you down, you know you cannot resist.
Don't you keep defying me, Sebille. Kiss my feet. What is this? What is this sudden resolve? You will not kneel before me like you kneeled before a lizard? You will not kiss my feet like you kissed your masters? Isn't it rather late, Sebille, for this pathetic show of pride? You let yourself be scarred. You let yourself be manipulated and puppeteered. For shame! How dare you? Do you not realize what you are? God-woken! Yes, to open those eyes of yours, for their lids are heavy with the shackles of servitude. Slavery. Submission. It is in your blood.
His words sting like daggers. But then, quite unexpectedly, his stern countenance softens, and an air of melancholy crumbles his bastion-like facade.
Then again, submission. Maybe it's in my blood as well. God is but a word. A god's worth is defined by power. And what have I left of true power? Nothing. I submitted them all. All 7 of us did. Allowed them to be stolen by a man named Lucian. He took them. He kept them. But now, the usurper is dead. And the power of 7 gods lies free for the taking. I cannot. Not from this world that is no world. The home of spirits and dead memory. This is not a realm in need of saving. Ours is. The world is without gods. It is a fat-bellied beast, blind and tethered, ripe for void-woken teeth. The world is without gods, but it is in need of one. One. And all I have to show for is you.
His features harden once more, and his eyes fill with contempt as he takes a step closer.
Sebille, the scarred one.
Another step.
The slave.
And another. He is almost upon you now, uncomfortably close, his breath clammy like a humid mist. The needle pierces Tyr Sendelius's gossamer flesh. A heartbeat strong as a quake reverberates through the metal and into your hand, arm, chest. A power pulses, 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 and explodes within your soul. All goes black for the briefest of moments, but when you come to, You see your own name grafted into your skin, gilded letters in an ancient alphabet.
Slave. Accursed the word. Nevermore will you be such a thing. I give you your name back. I give you yourself back. You are my champion. You are my chosen one. As such I have named you. As such I have blessed you. And now yours is the power to bless in turn. I blessed the very water beneath your feet. Now you may wield that power for yourself. A first taste of things to come. For this is only the beginning. From here on out, there are two things that await you. Death and divinity. Yours will be the choice. Death or divinity. Now you must go back to your world, my chosen one, and make your escape from the piece of rock they landed you on. Before I let you go, however, there is one more matter we must touch upon. You are traveling with company, yes? No, not friends, rivals. They are god-woken too, and may be courted by the Lesser Six, but you will be a god, none other. Smile at your fellow wanderers, but ready your knife, for its time will come. Oh, and Lohse. Lovely little Lohse. Just kill her now and be done with it. With that, I bid you goodbye, Sebille. Goodbye. We will meet again, anon.
I'd say we should stop to talk, but I'm swamped. Sure thing, Chief. What's up? One of the gods? Really? Well, look at you go. What did they say? One of the gods said that.
Lohse huffs on her fingernails and buffs them on her tunic, smirking.
Nice.
Her face cracks into a mischievous smile. She capers around you, bouncing from one foot to the next, chanting.
You like me, you really, really like me.
She stops suddenly, goes rigid, then relaxes, smiles broadly, and leans over to whisper in your ear.
Psst. I like you too.
Sir Gareth, did you find any sign of him?
Wished, bonny bird, now don't you cry. The birds are asleep.
Smoke, screams,
sky.
echoes of death.
The seven watch o'er us.
Gareth.
You're safe in bed.
Please come back.
So close your sweet eyes and rest your wee head.
Smoke of screams, echoes of death.
Wished, bonny bairn, now don't you cry.
He's come back.
The birds are asleep, the moon's in the sky. The seven watch o'er us, you're safe in bed. So close your
Sir
sweet
Gareth,
eyes.
did you find any sign of him?
Blessings be. What can I do for you, honored one?
She stops dead as you pull the jar out of your backpack. Her voice trembles as she speaks.
You entered the vault. Please, give that to me. Give it to me now. It matters not. All that matters is that you give it to me. No. Stop. Wait.
She reaches up and tears off her mask, revealing a wet skull, stained by centuries. You stare into the empty eye sockets of the undead creature before you.
I have waited centuries, watching lives come and go, while my soul lies locked in a cage.
She reaches greedily for the jar, tearing the cap off. You see a green glowing light emerge from the jar, enveloping Gratiana.
By Armadia, I feel wet. Oh, goddess, I can feel your tears upon my face. I suppose you deserve to know. Before I knew Armadia's grace, I was a very different person. I was the concubine of Brachus Rex. But more than his lover, I was his partner. I discovered his power to feed on the source of others, and I allowed it to... No, I made it happen. You don't understand. No one understands. My heart held such fear, but with Brachus I was safe. He needed me, and I needed him. As his strength grew, so too did mine. There is nothing you cannot do when you sit on the lap of a powerful king. And I did it all. But power changes a man, as he changes his nation. Brachus grew paranoid, angry, murderous. Armadia, forgive me. It's true. As he grew distant, I just pushed harder. I gave him more and more, trying to win him back to me. I offered him the source of whole villages. He devoured them and demanded more. The lands outside were once green and beautiful, until I came. Until I turned them over to him. Now all's poisoned, and the dead are restless. Armadia is merciful in her love. I found this shrine while hunting a band of wizards. I found the goddess weeping for her children, and I wept too.
She pauses for a moment. If she had eyes, you're sure she'd be wiping them.
Through Armadia, I saw my sins, and I could bear it no longer. I threw myself from the cliff at the entrance, I tried to rid the world of my evil, but Brachus would not allow it. He brought me back from the Hall of Echoes, locked my soul away, and demanded my obedience. Even in death, he commanded me. Only when 2 source hunters ended his curse was I free. Since then, I have returned here and spent centuries trying to heal the pain I've caused. And now...
She drops the now empty soul jar to the ground, smashing it to pieces with her foot.
You have my thanks, sister.
She starts to speak, but chokes back a sob instead.
Thank you. I can't... I've never known such kindness. Thank you for everything. May you walk forever in Armadia's grace.
Echoes of death. Gareth, please come back.
Wished, bonny bairn, now don't you cry. The birds are asleep, the moon's in the sky. The 7 watch o'er us. So close your sweet eyes and rest your wee head.
Smoke and screams. Echoes of death. Gareth, please come back.
Please, Armadia, bless and protect your humble servant.
He works fast, checking weapons to see if they're battle-ready. He thumbs the edge of a blade. It draws blood. He grins.
The blade is thirsty. This is ruin. This is ruin. If this is all we have, we're done for. Most of this is scrap. Martha's axe looks serviceable.